It's that time again. Let's get this shit show going.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM.
Because
and
nobody
when you
sees
have
Howie's vision.
no, Howie's a freaking moron, and there's a reason why.
Howie,
Jeffrey,
you got a moron.
Are you ever gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of here on the Birds, Beers, and BS on the AAT Sports Network. We are your hosts, Pina, alongside myself, Eagle Jeff Warner, and great show on tap for you, ladies and gentlemen, here today.
Yeah.
We'll be discussing about the Eagles' playoff picture currently at the moment. Also, in a few moments, we'll be discussing the latest quarterback controversy in the city of Philadelphia. But first, we have to look into a win is a win. We beat the New York Jets 33-18 this past Sunday after a very disappointing loss to our NFC rivals, the New York Giants, the week before, and they come back in redeeming fashion.
Yeah.
But the big difference about this game,
Go ahead and say it.
was the quarterback position. Pina is clicking his chops right now as Minshew Mania is on the rise at the moment.
I told you it happened.
You did, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But we, of course, and every single year, there is nothing, no matter what happens or what we're expecting or even we're not expecting it.
Yeah.
No matter what, there is always a quarterback controversy, and
For almost a decade now.
pretty fucking much. But look, Gardner Minshew, get to do some props. He impressed. He was 20-25, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns in the win. The Eagles scored on their first 7 drives against the New York Jets, but people have to simmer down just a little bit right now.
Simmer down. You think so?
It's the New York fucking Jets.
That's true. That's very much true. It is the New York Jets.
But, Pina, I'll say, give me your thoughts. What was your breakdown? What was your impression on the Eagles' offense, on Gardner Minshew, on the way this team flowed? And then I'll rebuttal and give you my thoughts on it.
I don't think it was – see, here's the thing. I don't know if it was necessarily just Gardner Minshew's play. It seemed like the play calling was a lot better. We got the ball to our tight ends. Obviously, Goddard had a huge game. My take on it is just like we beat the Jets. I mean, we need to simmer down now, right, Jeffrey? Simmer down now.
Wherever the fucking phrase is.
But yeah, I mean, it was refreshing to see them pass the ball the way they passed the ball. Yeah, man, I think the play calling was well. I mean, how could it not be that? We're facing the Jets, so if you didn't have a good play calling day, then you would really be in the trash can. But yeah, I think it comes down to play calling. Opportunities on the offense and the quarterback taking advantage of easy plays.
Look, Gardner Minshew, he is what he is. We know what he has done in this league already, and honestly, he's not that impressive. Everyone needs to stop overreacting. This ain't overreaction Monday right now.
No, because it's Friday.
Well, obviously. We need to realize that what we have with our quarterback position, and honestly, in your heart, do you believe Gardner Minshew is the answer for this organization? Do you think he's a guy that is better than Jalen Hurts or what Jalen Hurts can be? Because I think that's the difference that we need to start realizing.
I agree with
that yes, right now, Gardner Minshew is probably a better quarterback per se.
Passer.
But Jalen Hurts, I feel his ceiling can be a lot higher than what Gardner Minshew is right now. So if they want to lose patience and lose their cool on Jalen Hurts and want to throw him on the bench, that's going to be their decision. But Gardner Minshew, in my opinion, he's not your long-term answer. I still feel you need to know what you have with Jalen Hurts and evaluate properly for you to realize what you have in the quarterback for the future. Because Gardner Minshew, the rest of the league doesn't believe in him either. There's a reason why the Eagles got him for a 6th-round fucking pick. He lost his job with Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. They were drafting you know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing against the guy, but also just look at that game. We complained about Jalen Hurts, and I
think I know you're going.
Gardner Minshew has a little bit more accuracy when it comes to the deep ball, but you saw some of those passes; they just fluttered in the air,
underthrown. Yep. Even that pass, Dallas Goedert was behind him. So I agree with you on that one.
And that's another thing. We complained about Jalen Hurts not going through his progressions. Gardner Minshew, he eyed Dallas Goedert pretty much, I think, 80% of the fucking time. It worked. It worked.
See, maybe that's something that Hurts needs to understand. Like, look, man, you have a playmaker in Goddard. Get him the ball. You know what? Go ahead. Continue talking, but I agree with you on that point.
Look,
yes.
When your number one receiver, Devontae Smith, only has, I think, 2 targets the entire game, that is concerning. Yeah, two receptions, 15 yards, 4 targets.
Yeah.
And look, they were able to utilize the run game and dominate on the ground with Miles Sanders going off for 120 yards, 24 carries. Kenneth Gainwell, 54 yards and a touchdown. They went up running all over the New York Jets for 185 yards, but it's the New York Jets.
Yeah.
I want to see what we can do against top talent before we start anointing Gardner Minshew the starter. And look, if they want to have a quarterback competition, all fine and dandy. I want the best guy to play to give us the best chance to win. But
in the off season, though,
exactly.
Not now.
If they want to do it right now, if they feel that Gardner Minshew is the better option for them to make a deep playoff run, and the thing is, people are all harping on Jalen Hurts right now because the last performance we were able to see him in was against the New York Giants, where he possibly had the worst game of his NFL career.
Right, and
if he threw for 3 touchdowns and got hurt, we wouldn't be having this fucking discussion right now.
That's true. That's true. If Rager would have caught those balls, or we lost as a team. So I hate that people keep putting the onus just on Jalen Hurts himself. Like the Philadelphia Eagles lost that game. Let's face it. Second of all, after the game, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was on that train too. Like, we should keep this guy in. But the more and more I thought about it, it wouldn't make sense to do that. You have to commit to this quarterback at least for the rest of the season. We have to see what we have. And you're right. There were a couple plays where we were watching the game and some of those balls were underthrown. And luckily they weren't, no defensive cornerbacks made plays on these balls and the offense got it. But let's face it, man, some of those, they did flutter a little bit. I like Gardner Minshew because of his attitude, his aura, and I'm
he's like the stash.
Yeah, the stash, man. The stash. I'm telling you, man. And that, do you see after the game with him and his pops and shit? That kind of everyone feeds into that. But
he's a guy to root for, and I understand that, and he's a guy that's easy to root for, and you want to succeed.
Right.
But as an organization and as a fan base, Gardner Minshew being the starter for the rest of the season
doesn't make sense.
Does not help your progression with the organization towards the future. Yeah. You bench Jalen Hurts for any reason besides for injury.
Yeah.
You lose all trade value for Jalen Hurts
and credibility as a coach. You know what I mean? Like, you can't lose your job because you got injured. And look, he had a bad game with the Giants game. We understand that the team had a bad game. Let's see how this kid bounces back. And I don't have the actual numbers. I don't know if you could pull it up, but Donovan McNabb's rookie numbers versus Jalen Hurts' rookie numbers. He's not even a rookie, but you know what I'm saying, for this season compared to that. He's not doing bad. He's on track to have a pretty all right season.
Look, I'm tired of people trying to compare any quarterback that we try to develop to some of the greats or try to compare stats from fucking 20 years ago. It's not the same case.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to the way the NFL was back then to today.
Right.
This is a more quarterback-friendly league where it was 20 years ago when Donovan was under center. They also had They also had the three-headed monster at running back. They had a stellar defense
Right.
as the years progressed. We didn't have all these illegal contacts and all these friendly penalties for the offense that screws the defense a lot of time. That's the whole reason why we were pissed off about our wide receiving core before we got T.O. Because Ricky Manning Jr. is fucking holding and grabbing and throwing down Todd Pinkston and James Thrash.
Yeah.
So, look, we can compare numbers all we want, but the difference between Donovan and Jalen Hurts is that Donovan won football games.
Yeah.
Through the first two, you saw the progression. You saw what you had in Donovan as a quarter, and he was scouted a lot highly than Jalen Hurts was coming out of college.
Yeah, that's true. That much is true.
No one expected Jalen Hurts to go as high as he did in the second round. The Eagles, everyone kind of agrees that they reached on Jalen Hurts because they were afraid of missing him out later on in the draft.
Yeah. What is it, like Wilson 2.0 or whatever?
Essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. But you got to let the guy finish out the year, man. Let's see how this guy bounces back. And I don't want to go through another quarterback situation year in and year out. Like, we need to figure out and solidify who our starting quarterback is. And if it's going to be Jalen Hurts, then start building around this guy.
Well, at least through next year, because
we have to say we keep Jalen Hurts. Say all right, Jalen Hurts is our starter for next year. Do we have to get rid of Minshew? Like, is Minshew going to be a problem? Do we have to trade that guy to make sure you know what I'm saying? You want a backup quarterback to be able to win you a couple games, and that's exactly what Minshew did. You know, he came in, he won the game.
He's serviceable.
He did his job. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a starting caliber quarterback. I like the guy. I like the guy's aura. I like the guy's story. But yeah, you're right.
And I'm tired of everyone well, if Drew Bledsoe didn't go down, we never would have Tom Brady. Or if this guy didn't go down, if Trent Green doesn't get hurt, Kurt Warner doesn't step in and win a Super Bowl, this, and that. It's not the same fucking thing. And the big difference is those teams, for the most part, were playoff caliber teams already.
To begin with, yeah.
They were already on the rise and were already a projecting team that had a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This Eagles team, no matter who's that fucking quarterback, they do not have a Super Bowl championship winning team. On paper right now, unless lightning strikes in the bottle twice again, they are not winning the Super Bowl this year. I will fucking guarantee that, as much as it hurts me as an Eagles fan to admit that this team, that they don't have much hope of winning a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. We're not better than the Cardinals. We're not better than the Rams. We're not better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're not better than most of these fucking teams that are in the playoff hunt right now with us in the rest of the NFC wildcard race.
I'm not sure we're better than the Washington Redskins at the Washington football team. I'm sure we're not. I don't think we're better than the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? Like, we're
definitely not better than Dallas Cowboys on paper.
Yeah, we're not there yet. So to make a quarterback change now to a second string quarterback, it doesn't make any sense. If you're in a part of a rebuild, then you gotta stick this out. You gotta go through the ebbs and flows. You gotta go through the negatives, the positives, and you gotta give this guy a shot to finish out the year. Look. Let's see what happens. The Minshew mania, I fell for it. I ain't gonna front. That first day, bro, I was calling for hurts his head. I'm like, nah, he's got to go. He's got to go. But the more and more I thought about it, it doesn't make any sense to do something like that. You're taking 3 steps backwards if you're doing something like that, and then you're basically saying that the number 2 pick was a wasted pick at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, second round pick. I'm sorry. Did I say number 2? I meant second round pick. It's a wasted pick, and Howie ain't gonna do that. There's no way Howie's going to do that. Minshew's a serviceable backup quarterback, and does he get the team fired up? Hell yeah, he gets everyone fired up. Doesn't mean he's a great quarterback though. So, like you said, we'll see. We'll see what they do. What do you think they're going to do though? Like, how do you handle this if you're the general manager or the coach or whoever's in charge? What would you do? I think. Look, Minshew, you can root for him. He's a pro.
Mm-hmm.
After that game, he openly admitted, as much as he probably killed him to say it, he as a competitor and anyone that plays this game, they want to play. You want to be the guy. You want to go out there and compete because these guys are competitors. But he said after that game that he understands that he is the number 2, that this is Jalen Hurts' team.
Yeah.
Until the coach tells him that he is the starter, he understands his role on this football team, which
Nice. I'll drink to that, Minshew.
So look, whether he believes it or not, or much as it kills him, you have to give Jalen Hurts some time.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately, you have to give him time.
And then I'm not saying that you have to like every single player, every single interception.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep on having Jalen Hurts or the fan base or Gardner Minshew sniffing down or breathing down his neck because he's making bad plays.
It'd be weird if he was sniffing down.
Well, you know, I fucking man. But I want to see what Jalen Hurts now that he already got put in a tough spot against the Giants in a must-win football game and shit the bed.
Yeah.
Now I want to see how he redeems himself. I want to see that rebound quality in him, that he can come from that game, come from that injury, come from all the negativity and the hate, that he should be benched for Gardner Minshew. I want to see how he reacts to all that and how he steps up as a leader, because we know that we know that's what he can do. We know he can be a leader in the huddle. I want to see what he can do outside the huddle, behind the scenes, in the locker room, and I want to see what he does on game day to respond to all the haters out there.
The guy's been doing it his whole life.
He has.
He's been doing. Look, it's been staring down at like his whole collegiate career is based off of that. I think the guy stuff like this does not faze the kid, which I really respect that. But the problem is that has to translate into moving the ball offensively.
It does.
You can't just be a good leader and a strong-willed guy. You got to be able to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be able to read a defense a little bit better.
I agree.
And you got to be able to move the ball.
My whole thing is I feel his ceiling can be higher and his progression can be higher than what we have seen compared to what Gardner Minshew can bring to the table.
I agree with that.
Look, Gardner Minshew, he's not Drew Brees. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's probably a better deep ball thrower, has better touch on his ball. But but a lot of those balls too, he's underthrowing. Yeah. He's overthrowing. He's in the air, which some of those passes were beauties. He put it where only his receiver could get it.
I agree.
But against better defenses, I don't know how effective he would be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And granted, if the run game gets shut down. Granted, we have a solid offensive line, but the one element that Jalen Hurts brings to the table is his mobility, is his threat to run at any moment. He brings that RPO aspect to the offense, which is something Gardner Minshew does not bring. We did not see a lot of that last Sunday.
No, and maybe that's a telltale sign right there that maybe we should lay off the RPO as much as we use it, though. I mean, look, the guy's ankle, what was it, a high ankle sprain, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, apparently now it's reported a high ankle sprain.
All right, so high ankle sprain, if he can't go out there and be one, he can't have an ankle injury and be Jalen Hurts. He's not a pocket passing quarterback. So literally that we have to find ways to get Jalen to instead of just being mobile, just passing the ball, like dump it off. That I think that's one thing I liked about Minshew was he took the dump offs. If the play breaks apart, he dumped it off. And I think that's what Hurts needs to learn. Look, if it's not there, don't force it. Just go ahead and give it to your running back. If it's not there, don't force it. Throw it to your tight end. You know what I'm saying? Hurts, and I think that was the same mistake that Wentz made when he was with the team as well. Like he just wouldn't just dump it off. Just get rid of the ball, man. 3 yards is better than no yards. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and I think that's something that you can coach a guy. You know, eventually, hopefully, he gets to that point where he realizes that, I can get rid of this ball. I don't have to run the ball every time. And the RPO, eventually, man, they're going to shut that shit down. There's teams that are going to catch up to that. So he's going to have to learn how to be not an essential pocket passer, but he's going to have to learn how to deliver from the pocket eventually. That's just the way it's going to have to be. And you see what the team was when you had someone that was a pocket passer, and then probably an average pocket passer compared to the rest of the quarterbacks in the league.
You have to remember, though, this team was still putting up 25, 30 points a game with Jalen Hurts under center. Yeah. It's not like their scoring output declined or inclined.
We were running it like crazy, though. It wasn't just Jalen. Now, we still ran it without Jalen Hurts, too.
Exactly. You know look, we still ran it two-thirds. We still ran it two-thirds of the offensive plays. They ran 41 times compared to 25 passes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, look, he needs to learn how to, like, he has to learn how to get rid of the ball. He has to be a passer in some games, and he can't just rely on his leg, and we can't just rely on the RPO. That's fact. Eventually, the world's going to catch up with that, and he's going to have to progress. And that's what the whole point of this progression is. Like, if he can't progress at that point, then we're going to have to move on from Jalen Hurts. And that's what I said.
I agree with that to a point. Like, look, Jalen Hurts, like it or not, I feel he's our starter through next season.
Yeah, I think he has to be.
Unless something miraculously happens when they get one of the veteran quarterbacks that we continually talk about, because it did come out this past week.
Man, I'm so tired.
That Russell Wilson is willing to waive his no trade clause for 3 teams. And the 4th team that Adam Schefter reported is the Philadelphia Eagles if the first 3 teams don't pan out. One of those teams is our NFC East rival, the New York Giants. So as Eagles fans, let's hope that does not happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Look, Jalen Hurts is here to stay. And no matter how if we like it or not, he's the guy for at least the next season and a half. So why not have him be the starter? Let's not give up on the kid just yet. Yeah, Gardner Minshew had a good game. No denying that.
I agree.
But he is not the long-term answer. And
I agree.
And as you look at this playoff picture at the moment, look, we're in the thick of things.
Playoffs?
We're in the thick of things. You look at the NFC right now.
I mean, do you really want to go to at this point, do you want to go to the playoffs?
At this point, I don't fucking care at the moment. But look, you look at the NFC title or the NFC picture at the moment. You have the Arizona Cardinals being the number 1 seed.
Right.
You have the Green Bay Packers number 2 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers number 3, and the Dallas Cowboys number 4. Right. They do go up against the Washington football team this coming Sunday. So as Eagles fans,
are we rooting?
You're a little conflicted because with 4 games left, you are now they're 8-4. We are 6-7.
Yeah.
So we're about 3 games, 2.5, 3 games out.
Yeah.
And I don't see the Cowboys having catastrophic meltdown. Granted, we played them the last week of the year, so they have to lose 2 other games along the way for us to win the division. We have to win all our games too.
Yeah, we have to win out.
So if that's the case,
you want the Cowboys to win.
As much as it kills me,
you want them to clinch, so they sit their starters down.
My wife is all up in arms and all giddy because she asked me, "Who are you rooting for?" And I said,
"I'm rooting for them boys."
I'm not really rooting for anyone. But if I have to root for an outcome that benefits the Eagles, it's the Dallas Cowboys winning on Sunday.
Oh, them boys, America's team.
Then you have the number 5 seed, the Los Angeles Rams, the Washington football team at number 6, and the final wild card spot with the San Francisco 49ers at 6-6. You have the Vikings at 6-7 with a very impressive victory last night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were up huge and then almost had a catastrophic meltdown.
Yeah, it was close.
And then you have the Philadelphia Eagles currently as the number 9 seed at 6-7. So right now, they're not catching the Rams. So right now, the 6 and 7 seed are up for grabs between.
It's got to be the Eagles.
Right now, it's the 4 teams. You have Washington, 49ers, Vikings, and the Eagles. You do have the Panthers in there. You have the Falcons in there. You have the Saints in there, all at 5 and 7.
Yeah.
But right now, we hold the tiebreaker over the Panthers. We hold the tiebreaker over the Falcons.
Yeah.
So look.
Yeah.
We're not dead yet, and it just brings up the point on who gives you the better chance to win football games. I understand this was supposed to be a rebuilding year,
but it'd be nice to get in the playoffs with Jalen Hurts. Get some.
I'm not. Well, I don't care about the fucking playoff experience. Playoffs. It's playing a game. As long as you get game experience, that's all that fucking matters. Whether it's a regular season or a postseason game.
I disagree with that.
Look,
I disagree with that. Playoff games are the atmosphere, the pressure. There's no way a regular season game can compare to the pressure of a playoff game. No,
you still have to go out there and execute regardless.
Yeah, but that's
you still have to go out there and execute regardless.
That's a simplified way of saying it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a playoff game under the belt of a young quarterback helps tremendously. Even if he loses the game, to have the experience of being in the playoffs.
I tend to disagree.
Well, I don't.
Look,
I disagree with you.
A game is a game. Granted, I understand there's different implications and different ramifications when it comes to certain playoff games.
Losing your route.
Exactly. Yeah. I understand that aspect, but it's still game experience. And look, we did not think we would be in the position that we would be. We need to take advantage of this.
Yeah.
As Eagles fans, don't be complaining. Don't be saying, "Oh, let's lose out," because I get it. We're probably at first. We're probably in and out. We're probably in and out.
Absolutely.
Probably first round exit.
Or maybe not. I've seen crazier things happen in the playoffs, man.
There's been crazier things. You don't know what's going to happen, but
You never know.
this team right now, I feel, is not built for the playoffs. But just to get in there, you see that progression. You see that this team is trending upwards. It gives you hope going to next year now with more salary cap, with those first-round picks, which I don't know if you saw the report earlier this week, which, look, I agree with it, but according to Jeff McLean, I believe of the Inquirers, when I reported it or brought it up, that he suggested that he does not believe that the Philadelphia Eagles will use all 3 first-round picks, which I would tend to agree with.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because look,
they're gonna move around, man.
If Jalen Hurts is not your answer, if Jalen Hurts is not your answer, you want that ammunition into the following year's draft, and a draft that you're hoping has better quarterback prospects. Because this year, it's 1 or 2 guys, and the rest are fucking guys that you're gonna have to develop and sit on for the next 3, 4, 5 years, which we do not want to happen. We don't want to continue trying to develop projects to try to develop into this quarterback factory that we have.
Yeah.
The B starters or the flip or this or that. We want to win football games.
Now
we want the most important position solidified on this roster for the next decade. We want that position not having to worry about it, so we can build around that guy with tremendous talent, which is why I feel they're going to trade at least one of those first-round picks. They're going to trade out, get an investment the next for the next year, and use that ammunition to try to maybe move up, or depending where they select, to get one of the quarterbacks. Because
to start this whole shit all over again.
Not to start it over again, because I feel you're going to be in a better position. Look, Howie has hit a home run when it comes to the offensive line. The young guys that we have there. Landon Dickerson, he was a fucking steal in the second round because of his injuries.
Yeah.
Jordan Mailata, a guy they got almost off the street with a 7th-round pick, a guy that never played football in his life, played rugby, comes here, and now he's probably your franchise solidified as the left tackle for the future.
Yeah, hands down.
Jason Kelce, you're gonna have to build that. You have to get that center.
Wasn't Landon Dickinson the center?
Well, he's supposed to be the center once Kelce leaves, but they might keep at right guard.
He's doing good at right guard.
If with him and Mailata on that left side, they're gonna be a fucking force to be reckoned with for the next decade if they continue.
He plays nasty, man. They both play nasty, actually. I like it.
And Brandon Brooks is on his way out. So there's a couple of pieces that you still need to solidify the offensive line. I still want them to add a veteran in free agency, because this is going to be a very deep free agency class when it comes to wide receiver position.
Okay.
I'm sorry with the guys that we have. I want someone that we can put in there and is an upgrade over what we have and complement Devontae Smith. Okay. You have guys like Devontae Adams. You have Allen Robinson as potential free agents.
Right. We're going to have the cap money too, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because now with COVID not over, but with them allowing fans back in the stands, the revenue has gone up drastically, which they're expecting the revenue or the salary cap to be up another $10 million next year.
Nice.
So that's why we went through the whole process this year of restructuring and getting rid of dead contracts and doing this and that.
So Howie did good.
He did good for the most part.
You heard it here first.
And right now, this
Birds, beers, and bullshit. He said Howie did good.
And right now, this past draft is trending upwards in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they still need positions to fill, and I still want them to address some major needs in the top end of with those other picks if they don't use all 3. We still need a linebacker. I want another cornerback opposite Darius Slay if Steven Nelson is a Brock back, because remember, he's on a 1-year deal.
Right.
I'm sorry, the Kayvon Wallace experiment, it's out of here.
Yeah, he's got to go.
And Rodney McLeod's on the decline as well. He's been playing good of late, but he's still a guy that's 30-plus years old with nagging injuries. Yeah. So we need a safety. So look,
what do you feel is the number one need for this team? Like, out of all those things that you mentioned, what do you think?
I didn't even get to the fucking I didn't even get to the pass rushers.
I was gonna say pass rushers, linebackers.
That whole defense, we need on every phase of that defense, we need a couple of pieces.
Yeah.
Look, Fletcher Cox, he's probably stuck here, but he's on the decline. Yeah. Javon Hargrave, I want to see development of Milton Williams, because he's a guy that is in past year's draft that has been making an impact for the most part this season. I want to see more from him going forward.
I want to see him be more consistent.
Yeah.
You know, Milt Williams, he's hit or miss sometimes. There's plays where I'm like, there he is, and there's plays where I'm like, yeah, there he is.
I want to see him more as a nose tackle, because look, they've been moving around. He brings that versatility, and they've been able to use him as a defensive end a little bit, but his natural position's that inside.
Yeah.
The way he can bulldoze an offense, that interior line, the clog holes in the run game,
Yeah.
and get after the quarterback, him and Hargrave or whoever they're gonna have as that second guy going into next year.
It's gonna have to be.
It's gonna be freaking. It's gonna be scary for opposing offenses. But look, Brandon Graham, I'm sorry, his Eagles career is most likely done with.
Yeah.
Derek Barnett on the fifth-year option.
Get rid of him.
He's gone. Josh Sweat, he got that contract extension, and he's a nice piece, but he's not a 3-down defensive end.
No.
He's a guy that gives you some speed off the edge and can get after the quarterback and make some plays, but he can't consistently do it down after down after down. And with this rotation, with the depth that we have, we don't have any. Ryan Kerrigan is supposed to be that answer. He hasn't done shit.
Who?
So, look, we have some. This Rome isn't built yet. I'm saying, and like they say, Rome isn't built in a day. It's going to take some time, and I feel that this team is going in the right direction. And as a fan, it's exciting to make the playoffs. Of course, you want to make the playoffs because, like you said, anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely, anything can happen. And I disagree. We disagree on the whole importance of a playoff game, but I think it's not even just for the quarterback, but even for the coach himself. Nick Sirianni having a playoff game under his belt, win or lose, just to have that is a good stepping stone. Look, we were 4-12 last year. I think people forget that. We were 4-12.
Yep.
It was dismal. The quarterback play, the coaching. I mean, from top to bottom, this team flat out just gave up. It was a tough season last year. At least this year, like, there's some excitement in the air. There's the aura of hope. I just don't want to take a step back. I don't want to take a step back and go back into the dark ages.
And,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to move forward. Look, let's figure out what we have to do. Let's fill these holes. I'm sure Laura's probably like, oh, fill those holes. Yeah, funny. Let's fill the gaps. We'll say gaps from now on. Fill the gaps that we have to fill. And honestly, like, let's build around the team that we have now. We have some young players that are dynamic. I'm loving the tight end position right now. I'm loving the first round pick, Devontae Smith. I'm Jordan Howard. Let's keep this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Let's focus on what we have, the things that work, and let's solidify that first, and then let's work around that. Let's get some linebackers in here, some cornerbacks, some safeties. When was the last time we had a safety that was beast mode? What, Weapon X? You know what I'm saying? Like,
about it. Jenkins was a very pivotal piece.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't had who's the last linebacker that you remember that you wanted to get their jersey? You know what I mean? Like, think about that. It was probably Trot, maybe.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
D'Amico was in there.
D'Amico was all right, but
he was in there for a bit.
But
Takeo Spikes.
That's how long it's been.
Yep.
We need to get that solidified. And you know what? I think we give Gannon a lot of shit, but I don't think we realize how bad
the team we have.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Imagine trying to fucking run a defense and you don't have the personnel to do this, and you're trying, and everyone's like, and mind you, I was one of those people myself, so I'm gonna say that first. I'm always like, he plays soft. Well, why wouldn't he play soft, man? He's got nothing to fucking work with. So I want to see them actually. If they got 3 first round, if they have 3 first round picks, and if they use 3 first round
they're
picks,
going to have 3 first rounders. It's a matter of where they're going to be selecting, and if they use all 3.
If they use 3 first round picks, I honestly, if you want my opinion, I'd go defense, man, because you could find playmakers and stuff in a second and third round, or you could find free agents that could fill those gaps. But this defense needs to be built up for sure.
And look, I understand why people are skeptical because, look, right now the NFC or the NFL in general, there's a lot of parity. There's not a lot of good football teams. Look, right now we're sitting at 6-7, and we still have a playoff hopes. A decade ago, you have a losing record in the last month of the season, you're not having high hopes on making the playoffs. And the fact that we are now at week 14 or 15, whatever the hell it's going to be, and we only have one team eliminated at this moment in time, and that's the Houston Texans. The fact that the Detroit Lions,
they do have a happy ending,
are 1-10-1, still have a shot to make the playoffs.
Is that facts?
That is a fact.
Holy shit!
There's some weird graphic. There's a graphic on going around social media that I saw that there has to be like a crap load of things that needs to happen. But the Detroit Lions are mathematically not eliminated. They have to win out, and a bunch of different scenarios where certain teams have to beat this team and this team and this team for them to get one of the last wild card spots.
That is bugged out.
Yep.
How is that possible though? I'm gonna have to look into this, man.
Because look, that tie they had. So they have 12 games. They have 5 games left. They go 6-10-1. If the rest of these teams above them start taking,
imagine if that happened, man. That'd be a pretty dope ass story though.
Yeah, because the Minnesota Vikings, if they lose out, if they go 6-11, the Lions technically have a half game above them.
That'd be great. The Detroit Lions,
a team that just got their first victory a week ago.
Yeah.
So look, most importantly though, the Eagles have to handle their business. Mm-hmm. They have to go out there and they have to show that they are worthy of making the playoffs. I don't want us basically backdooring into the playoffs. I don't want us losing 3 of the next 4 games and somehow the way the scenarios or the way things pan out, we still get a playoff spot. I don't want that happening. Because if we still go in the playoffs with a losing record, remember last year, the Washington football team, they get in the playoffs with a losing record as a division winner.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that. That to me,
I don't want to be that.
To me, that's not progression. Just because you backdoor into the playoffs mathematically, magically, whatever how it may be. I want us to go out in these final 4 games, ball out, and put up some victories and go into the playoffs with some momentum in our hands. Because then again, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think you need to sum it down now a little bit. Because I'm telling you, like, you would take that playoff game no matter what. I know what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But, man, I don't care if it's like a meteor struck and God forbid, like, and the Washington football team was all in one building and exploded and we win by default, we go into the playoffs. I'll take it. Yeah. I want to see this team in the playoffs. I want to see how they handle the pressure of the playoffs. And not only just them, but I want to see Jalen Hurts actually go into the playoffs and for the lack of a better term, give him all he got. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what this kid can do under pressure because look, first he plays in Philly. The Philly media and the fans, look, we add nothing but pressure to things. And I want to see how the kid can respond to a playoff game. I don't care if we win, lose, or draw. As long as we go into this game and we're seeing this kid progress, I'm okay with it. And plus, you know what? Yeah, man, I want to see a fucking playoff game with the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't give a fuck.
It's not going to be easy, dude. Look, we're already 0-2 in the division. The final 4 games are against divisional opponents. We come back after this week off the bye against the Washington football team. Then we go against the New York Giants the day after Christmas Day.
That's the game I want to see. I want to see Jalen on that game because I'm sure he's gonna be fucking pissed.
I want to see the Eagles against Washington because right now I feel Washington's is our biggest threat for that
pretty good
for that playoff spot.
Yeah,
we have to out of these 4 games. We need to beat Dallas and we need to split through Washington. The only game we can lose the rest of this way is one of those Washington games. If we go 3-1, I feel we're in the playoffs.
You think so?
I believe so.
Yeah, I'll drink to that.
So it's wait and see. We can only hope, and we'll see what happens. So
hope and pray.
Pretty fucking much.
Hope and pray. Look, Party Doll Dave does not look very hopeful. He looks pretty depressed. He's like, yeah. He knows what it's like right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I want to see them in the playoffs. I'm sure 90% of the people out there would like to see them in the playoffs. And
plus, I don't want football to be over with. Well, especially Eagles football.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This season went by so fucking quick, and we didn't have a lot of exciting moments. Week 1, that was about it. We got our hopes up, and everything came crashing back down.
It's the first year of the new regime, so I think you know what you have these high hopes. But we have to look at it from a realistic standpoint. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to understand where we're at in a timeline of what could be.
Yep.
So this is year 1. Let's not expect us to like everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, let the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team and then New York Giants, whatever.
They still have a playoff spot.
Yeah, everyone has a playoff spot apparently. But let this thing play out. Let these young and look, we're getting younger. Every year we're getting younger. We're getting younger. So let these young guys get that experience, and who knows where we're going to be in 4 years. but let's not take that step back. And us as fans, we need to summer down now. Summer down now. Donna Summer backwards. Donna Summer, summer down now. Summer Donna. That's a joke from SNL. I don't think anyone's gonna get it.
Nope. Never seen that episode. Don't watch that.
It was like 20 years ago. My old people know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all old ass motherfuckers. But we have to step back, man. Let's stop adding pressure to this. Let the thing play out, man.
But look, we're going to add pressure. The Philadelphia fan
You're
base,
gonna add pressure
with the amount of for how passionate we are. And right now, we don't have a lot to hope for. If you're a 4-for-4 guy right now, this is all we have.
Yeah.
Look. The 76ers with the drama with Ben Simmons right now. They seem to fucking move on from him. They're at collapse right now without Joel Embiid. And even with Embiid being back the other night, they lost. Yeah. You have the Philadelphia Flyers, a team that started off the season hot, and we're a team that looked like to be on the rise, lose fucking 10 straight.
Yeah.
You have fucking the MVP of the NL and the Major League Baseball with Bryce Harper on your team, but until their management starts building around him and building this roster, there's not a lot of high hopes for that fucking franchise, especially when they have a depleted farm system.
Yeah. Wow.
The Eagles are the only thing we got right now. Hell, fucking the Philadelphia fans were grasping at straws with the Philadelphia Union. They made the conference final in MLS soccer and ended up losing because over, I think, 12, 13 players got COVID or had to quarantine for COVID protocols. They had to put out pretty much their entire reserves in. So right now, as a Philadelphia fan, we don't have a lot of excitement. We don't have a lot to really be thankful for or be excited about. Right now, the only thing we have excitement about or for is this Eagles team making the playoffs, the progression of Jalen Hurts. What are they going to do towards the future? What are they going to do this offseason? That is something that we can start looking forward to and starting to get excited about and get giddy when it comes to NFL free agency, because this year, this upcoming offseason, the Eagles can finally be players and be major spenders in the free agency market. And us making the playoffs, the one thing, like I brought before, that can be a big positive thing is the fact that they make the playoffs, that can help lure free agents. Because over the last 4 or 5 years, Philadelphia, the front office and management, has gotten a bad rap. Yeah. And I feel that we haven't really strongly been considered for a lot of the top free agents when it comes to the free agent market, because the teams and fan or players don't see this as a desirable landing spot for them.
Yeah, everyone trashed the management, including yourself.
I agree.
Yeah, everyone was fucking Howie, this, that, the third, blah, blah, blah.
But the fact that, look, they had a rookie head coach. Yeah. They had an inexperienced quarterback, and they were still able to make the playoffs, and that this team is trending in the right direction. And the fact that Nick Sirianni, he might not be the greatest coach ever, but he's one of the best cheerleaders that we have in that locker room on this team. And the players respect that. The players love a coach that has their back and is willing to help them no matter what and walk them through it. Not a guy that's just going to bash them or throw them under the bus or criticize them in front of the team. Mm-hmm. We continue to hear that he's a guy that's very much behind closed doors when it comes to not scolding, but evaluating and trying to manage his players more than being more outspoken, which a lot of these guys respect, and that gets around the league. That's going to help bring guys here to the city of Philadelphia, especially big free agents. When everyone wants to talk about Jalen Hurts, that he's the next up and coming quarterback, if he can get his mechanics under control and his play up the par and develops properly. Yeah. This is going to be a dangerous offense. You have to remember, even with the issues that we have, we're still an offense, the number one rushing offense in the National Football League. Facts. We're an offense that's still putting up 30-plus points a game over the last month and a half, 2 months. Facts. So, look, we're trending in the right direction, and it only can get up from here, hopefully, which is why we cannot bench Jalen Hurts for Gardner Minshew, in my opinion. So full circle,
done deal. Let's end it. That's how it happens.
Let's end this shit. So again, thank you for everyone for tuning in here to another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AAT Sports Network. We are your host, Peanut, alongside myself, Eagle Jeff Warner. I'd like to thank a couple of our sponsors, but first off, make sure you are checking out our website, AATSportsNetwork.com, for some great coverage as well as some great gear. As Peanuts showing off, we have some Birds, Beers, and BS gear alongside.
Buy that shit.
Along with other gear from all our other shows and other parody shirts and different things in that. So make sure to check it out again. So supporting the shop helps supports us, and we greatly appreciate it. So make sure, again, AAT Sports Network /shop. I'd like to also thank our friends at 99 Jersey. You can use our code AATBirds20 for 20% off discount at checkout for some kick-ass jerseys of your favorite movie sports stars, as well as retro jerseys of some your favorite sports stars in general.
Yeah.
So make sure to check them out again at 99jersey.com. Also, like to thank our friends at Manscaped. You can use our code AATBirds for 20% off and free shipping at checkout at manscaped.com. Again, AATBirds for 20% off, free shipping at checkout at manscaped.com.
Right.
And thank our friends at Statement Games for a fun, free twist on fantasy sports. The referral link is in the description of the episode. Have a chance to win yourself some gift cards and various other prizes by picking the best lineups when it comes to all the different sports on statementgames.com. I'd like to thank our friends at oddsjam.com using their arbitrage calculator to make sure you do not lose money again. So make sure to check them out at oddsjam.com. The referral link is in the bio of the episode. So hopefully we'll be back next week. Well, we'll be back, but
yeah, hopefully. Oh,
hopefully.
Oh, I'm not taking any planes.
I didn't know with the holidays. Look, we're a couple weeks away from Christmas. I know you have to do your shopping for the wife and the kids. So
yeah, hopefully. Let's just say hopefully.
Well, 99% sure we'll probably be here. So we'll be discussing next week. Make sure to tune in to that episode. We'll be discussing the big Eagles-Washington football team game.
Huge.
A big NFC East matchup as the Eagles try to make that playoff push as they come off the bye, as they face Washington. We'll dive into that and any other big Eagles and NFL news that happens throughout the week.
Yes.
So make sure, again, you are following, liking, subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, leave a comment. Again, we are exclusively on YouTube, so if you want to check out our show along with all our other great content, make sure you are following the AAT Sports Network YouTube page.
Word.
Look, it takes 5 seconds. It's free to sign up. It's free to click. Look, we need to get those numbers up. Our subscribers, they're slowly climbing, but look, we're one of the best. We're one of the best platforms out there.
That's
Look,
right.
we're entertaining. We have some great programs. We have shows with former NFL players. We have shows with
JD.
reporters here.
Yep.
Look, get those numbers up. Send it to a friend. Tell us. Tell a friend, tell a family member, look, let's get those subscribers up. Maybe once we hit 1,000, maybe we'll do some type of giveaway or something. So
we do 1,000. Jeffrey's going to smoke a joint on the show with me right here. That's what he said.
Not doing that. I might give away some merchandise.
Fair enough.
But also make sure you're liking our Facebook, following our Twitter account, and our Instagram account. So, again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next week for another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS.
Yes, sir.
You can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Warner NFL. And as we end every show here on Birds, Beers, and BS, drink 'em if you got 'em.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. The season of giving is upon us, and Manscaped is getting into the holiday spirit. Go to manscaped.com and use the code AATBirds for 20% off and free shipping on all your holiday gifties. To help get you into the spirit, we rewrote some of your favorite holiday songs to remind you of all their great products. Shave your balls with gifts from Manscaped. Fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be smoother. Fa la 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 la. Buy some gifts today from Manscaped.com. 2 free gifts for you from Manscaped.com. Grooming around your Christmas tree with the Lawnmower 4.0. Your jingle balls need some fresh grooming, and it's the only way to go. Smoother balls. Smoother balls. Use Manscaped Crop Exfoliator. Grandpa needs to trim his ears and nose hairs, 'cause he can't hear or smell us anymore. You can say he could just use a razor, but the Weed Whacker 2 is the way to go. For the Jewish friends in your life, Manscaped, 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 shave your balls today, and when they're dry and ready, a smooth menorah you can play. I got Manscaped's brand new body wash. Used it on my mistletoe last night. Also used the 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner just for fun. I washed and scrubbed everywhere, now the smell's improved a ton. Put in your order at manscaped.com today and have a great gift to give this holiday season. Use the code AATBIRDS at checkout for 20% and free shipping. That's AATBIRDS at checkout for 20% off and free shipping. Have a holly jolly ball a day this winter with Manscaped.